channel, and I hope everybody is fine. Students, let us continue the discussion about components of food, chapter number 2. Students, in the last class we have discussed the so many topics in components of food. In the last class we have discussed about nutrients, the 5 main nutrients that are found in our food, and also we have discussed about diet, the definition of the nutrients, and also we have discussed about balanced diet and the definition of the balanced diet, and also we have discussed about the classification of nutrients based on the function. Students, first continue before going to start the discussion. First recall what we have discussed in the last classes. Students, once again, diet means what? The food that we usually eat in a day is called as the diet. Next, students, we have discussed about the nutrients. Okay, so students, already you know that the ingredients that are used to prepare the food, they come from the two main sources or two major sources from plants and the animals. The food ingredients that also contain the different components are called as the nutrients, or the essential substances that are required for healthy functioning of our body is also called as the nutrients. Okay, so the 5 main nutrients that are found in our body, that are examples. First one is what? Carbohydrates. Second one is fats. Third one is vitamins, proteins and minerals. Along with this, our food also contain the dietary fiber or roughage and the water for the proper functioning of the body. Students, and also we have discussed about the balanced diet. So already I told you in the last class. Students, here balanced diet means, once again listen here, a diet that has all the essential nutrients in the right quantities along with the water and roughage for the healthy functioning of our body is called as what? Balanced diet. Okay, and thoroughly we have discussed about balanced diet in the last class. Okay, in the last class we also discussed about the classification of nutrients based on its functions. Okay, so according to their functions, the nutrients are classified into 3 groups. According to their functions, these nutrients are classified into 3 groups. The first one is what? Already we have discussed the name of that nutrient or that classification, that is energy giving nutrients. First one is what? Energy giving nutrients, or that are also called as energy providers or energy foods, that are also called as what? Energy giving foods, or that are also called as energy providers, that are also called as what? Energy providers. Okay, so the first classification of nutrients, that is energy giving nutrients or energy giving foods, or it can be called as energy providers. Okay, students, now let us continue the discussion about components of food. In that first classification of nutrients based on the function, the first classification is energy giving nutrients or energy giving fight against diseases. Okay, the first classification in the nutrients is energy nutrients or energy giving nutrients, energy giving foods or energy providers. Okay, in that the carbohydrates and the fats are the first nutrients, that is energy giving nutrients. Carbohydrates and the fats are called as what? Energy giving nutrients. Once again listen here carefully. Carbohydrates and fats are called as energy giving nutrients or energy giving foods or energy providers. So the carbohydrates and the fats present in our food provide us with the energy. These two, carbohydrates and the fats that are present in our food provide us with the energy. Energy is very important for us. So for all our life process, okay, the two main energy giving nutrients, carbohydrates and the fats present in our food provide us the energy, with energy for the all life processes like to move, grow, work, walk, think and fight against the diseases. So this is about the first classification of the nutrients according to their function or based on their function. In that first one is energy giving nutrients or energy giving foods or energy providers. Okay, so the energy giving nutrients are carbohydrates and fats that are present in our food provide us with the energy for all life processes like to move, walk, grow, work, so think and fight against the diseases. So this is the first one, the classification of nutrient based on the function, that is energy giving nutrients or energy giving foods or energy providers. If someone asks you, so tell give the example for the energy giving nutrients, so that you write energy giving nutrients are carbohydrates and fats are what? Energy giving nutrients. Okay, next we move for the next classification. The second one is what? In that second one is growth nutrients. In the last class I told you the second classification is what? Growth nutrients, or these are also called as growth foods. Or these are also called as bodybuilding foods. This is enough. So the second classification of the nutrients based on their function, that is growth nutrients or growth foods or bodybuilding foods. Okay, so that are the growth nutrients are what? Proteins are the what? Growth nutrients. Proteins are the growth nutrients. The proteins present in our that are present in our food are required for the growth and repair of the worn out tissues of the body, repair of the worn out tissues of the body. Okay, so this is our second classification of nutrients. In that, growth nutrients are the growth foods. So growth nutrients are proteins are the growth nutrients. Okay, so now the proteins that are present in our food are required for the growth and the repair of the worn out tissues of the body. Okay, so the second classification of nutrients, in the second one is what? Growth nutrients. So growth nutrients means proteins are the growth nutrients. That growth nutrients, proteins present in our food are required for the growth and the repair of the worn out tissues of the body. So then what are the examples for the food which contains the proteins? The food which contains the proteins, first one is, the first example, the food which contains the protein is milk is the example for the food which contains the rich in protein. So eggs also rich in protein. Milk, eggs, fish also contain rich in protein, and black gram is also an food which contains the more proteins. These food items are contain what the more or most proteins in them. Okay, milk, egg, fish, black gram, etc. are the food varieties and the food items which contain the which are rich in protein. Okay, once again listen here. Milk, egg, fish and black gram are the food items that contain or that are in the rich in protein. Once again listen here students. Classification of nutrients. In that classification, the second type of the classification is the growth nutrients or growth foods. So the growth nutrients, the proteins are the growth nutrients that are present in our food are required for our body for the growth and repair of the worn out tissues of the body. Example: milk, egg, fish and black gram are the examples for the growth nutrients or the growth foods. Okay, so next we go for the third type of a classification, that is protective nutrients. Protective nutrients are protective foods. Are protective foods. Okay, so the protective nutrients are protective foods. Okay, so the protective nutrients are also called as what? Protective foods. So minerals and vitamins in our food. The protective nutrients are what? Minerals and vitamins are the what? Protective nutrients are the protective foods. Vitamins present in our body. The protective nutrients are what? Minerals and vitamins are the protective nutrients that are present in our body. Control metabolism and help the body fight against or fight disease and stay healthy. Fight against disease and stay healthy. So this is about what? The third classification of a nutrient, that is growth nutrients, fourth protective nutrients are protective foods. So in that minerals and the vitamins are the protective nutrients that are present in our food. So vitamins and the minerals that are present in our food, it controls the metabolism of our body and helps the body to fight against the diseases and stay healthy. This is about third type of a classification of nutrients. Protective nutrients are protective foods. So examples for that is the food which contains these protective nutrients, that is carrot. It contains the protective nutrients, that is vitamins and the minerals in the rich quantity. So amla also contains these two. What? Vitamins and the minerals in the rich quantity. And papaya, it also contains the minerals and vitamins in rich quantity. So, and next onion also contains the vitamins and the minerals in rich quantity. This is the classification of the nutrients based on its function. So this is the third classification. So that is protective nutrients are the protective foods. Once again listen here students. Minerals and the vitamins are the protective nutrients that are present in our food. Also helps to control the metabolism of our body and help the body fight against the diseases and stay healthy. The examples for the food items that contain these protective nutrients in the rich quantity is the carrot also contain the protective nutrients, amla is also contain the protective nutrients, papaya, onion are the examples for the food items which contain the minerals and the vitamins. Students, this is about today's class. Once again recall what we discussed in this class. In this class we discussed about the three type of nutrients based on their function. First type of a nutrient, that is classification. Energy nutrients, very important. So energy nutrients are what? Carbohydrates and fats are the energy providers. Both are energy providers. These energy giving nutrients are the energy providers, are energy giving foods, energy giving nutrients. Okay, so these two energy giving nutrients, carbohydrates and the fats present in our food, help us with the energy, provide us with the energy, and for all life process to walk, to move, think and fight against the diseases. So example for the energy giving nutrients, the food which contain the energy giving nutrients, that is carbohydrates and the fats, that is rice, potatoes, chapatis, and also wheat. Chapati is made from the wheat. Okay, so these are the food items which contain the energy nutrients or energy giving nutrients or the energy providers, that are carbohydrates and the fats in it. Okay, and second type of a classification, that is growth nutrients. That is in the growth nutrients. So which are the growth nutrients? Proteins are the growth nutrients. Proteins are the what? Growth nutrients. They are also called as growth food or bodybuilding food. Proteins present in our food. The growth nutrients, proteins present in our food, required for the growth and repair of the worn out tissues of our body. Helps for the what? For the growth and repair, and helps the repair of worn out tissues of our body. Example for the food items which contain the growth nutrients, that is milk, eggs, fish, black gram, or these food items contain the proteins in rich quantity. Okay, next third type of a nutrients based on its function, that is protective nutrients. In the protective nutrients are what? Minerals and vitamins. The minerals and the vitamins are the protective nutrients. So then the protective nutrients are minerals and the vitamins are the protective nutrients that are present in our food, that helps to control the metabolism of our body and also help the body to fight against the diseases and stay healthy. Once again listen here, the protective nutrients, minerals and the vitamins that are present in our food, that helps to control the metabolism of our body and also help the body to fight against the diseases and stay healthy. The example for the food items which contain the protective nutrients: carrot, amla, onion, papaya, etc. Okay, students, this is about today's lesson, classification of nutrients based on its function. So once again, finally listen here. Energy giving nutrients are carbohydrates and the fats that are present in our food, that provide us energy for the proper functioning of our body, or to help for all the life processes like to move, walk, play, read, think and fight against diseases. Examples for the food items which contain the energy giving nutrients: so rice, potato, chapatis, wheat are the energy giving nutrients foods. And growth nutrients are the proteins. Proteins help to growth of our body and also help to repair the worn out tissues of our body. The examples for the food items which contains the protein: milk, eggs, fish and black ground. And next, finally, the third type of classification, protective nutrients. Minerals and the vitamins are also called as what? Protective nutrients, that are present in our food, also help the control the metabolism and also help to repair, help the body to fight against the disease and stay healthy. So example for the food item which contain the protective nutrients carrot, amla, papaya and onion. So this is about today's class, and I hope all of you understood about this. So we continue in the next class. Okay, thank you students.